And Thunder team looking to bounce back after that loss to the Bucks. And after a slow start, the two-man crew of Julius, triple-double Randle, and RJ Barrett, a.k.a. Broadway Barrett, the nine god, would dominate and put this thing away. Knicks win 119-97. RJ Barrett, career-high 32 points. Julius Randle, triple-double. And Knicks get a bounce-back win, much-needed bounce-back win. So let's kick this thing off. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs-up button for your squad. This is Knicks Post-Game Live, presented by Manscaped, CP Ashley Moss, CK2K in the building. It's a nice bounce-back win, guys. Nice bounce-back win. CK, what'd you think about tonight's W, man?
Much needed. You know, we were looking at the schedule. We were talking about this road trip. And we're talking about which games we're hoping that we can pull out. This is the one that I feel like everybody had on that list. You know, people were saying that, you know, we could possibly go winless, but they're saying that we hope we get that one because the Thunder, even though they're a short man, you know, the Thunder fight, and they fought tonight, even though we got this dub by a lot. They were fighting throughout the entire game. So, yeah, just good to see us get that win. Julius turning around after having a rough game last time out. It was much needed. We needed this, especially what we got coming up next.
Agreed. Ash, you know, we talk about Julius a lot because this has been his year, his all-star year and the triple-double. But today's game and the second half of the season, I always say, is going to be marked by the consistency of RJ Barrett. Can he be the Robin to Julius's Batman to really give this team a chance with his tough schedule? And today, once again, he delivered, man. 32 points, 5 boards. He was all over the perimeter in terms of his shot making. What you think of RJ's game today? Hold on, Ash. Ash, your mic is muted. Hang on.
You guys hear me now?
Yeah, you were so excited. You were speechless, Ash. Go ahead now. Go ahead.
Listen, RJ, my nine god, he came to ball out. He came to prove a point tonight, or today rather. This game was just impeccable from him. 50% from the three, over 50 from the field. He just really showed that he is trying to be, and he is going to be the face of this franchise, one of the faces of this franchise. Mm-hmm. Also, look, we're going to get, like I always say, we're going to get some inconsistency from RJ as he's continuing to develop his game, as he's continuing to become the player that I think he's going to be once he gets that 25, 26 range, when players, quote unquote, start to hit their prime. We're starting to see that in bits and pieces. But here's the thing, when the defense is clicking, when the lanes open up on the offense, you really get to see RJ shine. I mean, his three-point game, his mid-range game is really starting to develop. Obviously, Randle, the all-star, triple-double today, 26 points, 12 rebounds, 12 assists. I mean, he balled out. Obviously, quickly was a big lift off the bench, 21 points from him. So everybody was kind of doing what they needed to do, but also defense always travels, and the defense traveled in today's game. And it's really what kept us in the game when our offense was still a little bit shaky in that first half. And it really just helped us to keep everything in front of us as much as possible until our offense started to click, and here we are. We got the dub.
As you said, on the defensive end, they forced 18 turnovers, so there that is. Their defense certainly led the way. And as you spoke on IQ, you know, CK, we were shorthanded as well, man. We had no Rose, no Peyton in the game, so the Knicks did come in shorthanded. We would end up starting Frank in the first half. He started the game off at the point, largely ineffective, started off with foul trouble. Quickly and Burks gave us that spark off the bench, and then rotation adjustments for Tibbs, what we were looking for. IQ starts the third quarter, and that's when the Knicks kind of pushed it away, man. What you think about IQ and the rest of the bench tonight?
I love the bench mob. I am one of the top cheerleaders of the bench mob, and that's why I was a little afraid of Quick coming in, starting up the third quarter. But Tibbs, like you mentioned, he made the change. He made that rotational change where not only did he start in that second half, but he let him play over 22, 23 minutes at most. He played 33 minutes tonight, and that's all I've been asking for. I understand we're undermanned. I get that, but we got a lot out of those 33 minutes from the 56% from the field. You know what I'm saying? 21 points plus 16. Like, Mayo quickly was just all over the place. You saw the camaraderie between him and RJ Barrett. But then, yeah, even when he came off the bench, like a lot of people were probably worried about Alec Burks being one of the main guys running the show, and he did a good job. I feel like he, you know, we slipped up a little bit there towards the end of that third, a little bit into the beginning of the fourth. But for the most part, the bench held their own, and I've been loving this bench mob. Even when we're depleted, we're still looking really solid out there with the bench mob. So, yeah, quickly, great minutes from him tonight. Really unfortunate about Frank. Still a little upset about the, 7-minute short leash. But,
I mean,
we got the job done.
The thing with Frank is that, listen, I told everybody when training camp started, I said Frank was not going to be the priority when it comes to the point. Everybody got on me, said, that's not true. How do you know this? Whatever. Tibbs, he's not a point guard for Tibbs. He's not Tibbs' point guard. This is why he hasn't played up until now, because he's only playing now because of the injuries. He's only playing now, as Tibbs said, situational, and this is the situation. The problem is that Frank hasn't been capitalizing. The 2 times now that he's been propelled into the starting lineup at the point guard, the Spurs game and this game, he was largely ineffective. Now, the Spurs game, he came on later on in an off-ball scenario. He shot the 3 very well in that game when it was really largely out of hand. But overall, he just didn't give it. He doesn't give us that punch at the point. And IQ came in. He started that third quarter, picked up full court, got a strip steal in the full court, got it to RJ for and one. And RJ and then, as you said, Ash, all the time, having that floor spacer for RJ, that's what IQ can give you, being that floor spacer for RJ and Julius. So great game by IQ all the way around, man.
Yeah, it's definitely key to RJ's development, but IQ just really showed what he can bring to this team. And I'm just hoping that we start to see it more consistently. I think there's some moments where, and I think that's one of the things that prevents him from being a starter, is the fact that it's not consistent. Obviously, right now, it's most beneficial in that second unit coming off the bench. But I think if we're ever going to see him in that starting position, it has to be something that is consistently happening in his game. And I think there are options, or rather there are opportunities and times where it's like, it's not what we saw. And then he snaps back out of it and he snaps into the IQ that we like to see. So I think this is growing pains with him. Just like with RJ, we're going to get games where RJ is on, like he is tonight with 32 points. And then we're going to get games from him where he's a little bit more quiet. And we're wondering, okay, what's the deal with RJ? It's just growing pains of when you're dealing with a young team, young players. And eventually they start to go ahead and level out as they more consistently get comfortable in their game and what they can bring to the table. Look at Julius Randle as a perfect example. Mm-hmm. He's now consistently, he has more great games than he does bad ones. And that just happens as you do it more and you get more reps and times in rotations.
Yeah, 100% agree. And, people are going to ask now, should he be starting? Or I still think I would still lean D Rose just for that experience. And when you come up against better teams, you're going to need somebody with a little bit more experience in terms of running the offense. But IQ still needs that look. It's Peyton that you want to, move further down the rotation, move further down the bench. IQ has to be there, especially in those moments when you need his scoring. And I thought Tibbs, for an extended period of time, went with a lineup of IQ, RJ, Alec Burks, Julius, and Taj. In that third quarter, he went with them for quite some time in that rotation to give Julius and RJ some floor spacers out there. RJ with 13 points in that quarter. They would end up blowing that open in the third. And Burks and IQ, the 2 key pieces to me for that bench, really gave us some punch in the offense. Burks 15 points, 6 of 18 from the field, and IQ 21 points, 9 of 16 from the field, 3 of 8 from downtown. So it was a great job by the 2 of them. Because look, even though the Thunder are a shorthanded team, it's still an NBA team, and they're not a bad defensive team. They're up there in terms of defense. Obviously, we know Dort's capabilities, and he started off the game playing RJ tough. So the Knicks had to come out and earn it. The Thunder did not go away quietly.
Yeah, and I mean, also, this is a criticism that we have of IQ often, is that he doesn't really look for anybody. And if he's going to be a true point guard, the job of a point guard, and this is one of the criticisms of Kyrie Irving, is that your job really, number one, is to go ahead and just drive that offense. You're supposed to go ahead and keep the ball rotating, make sure the spacing is correct. You are the general of the offense. It's not really about you putting up points. It's not really about you scoring. It's about more of assisting than anything else. And I think IQ likes to shoot just like Kyrie. He enjoys having the ball in his hand. He enjoys putting points on the board. And right now, when you're in a situation where the Knicks don't have enough scoring, and that's something that we're drastically missing, that's okay. You can do that. But as the season progresses, or rather the future seasons, when they come and you start adding more pieces to the puzzle, and hopefully you get more help on the scoring, you get more help on the offense, IQ is going to have to be okay with taking a back seat and putting up points, because that is not his job, especially if he wants that starting position somewhere down the line. He has to be okay. It's not about you putting the ball into the basket. It's about making sure that your teammates are in a position to do that.
Yeah.
Right now, that's not really a situation we have to worry about. Moving forward, definitely is.
For sure, no doubt about it. On to Julius, triple-double for Julius Randle, 26 points, 12 dimes, 12 boards. How about this stat? The first time that a Knick has had 2 triple-double games since Mark Jackson.
Whoa.
Crazy.
Whoa.
I mean, when you talk about the fact that the Knicks haven't had a point guard in ages, you look at that stat. That's the stat right there.
Didn't even come from a point guard. That's really
and it
crazy.
didn't even come from a point guard. It didn't even come from a point guard. But just an overall playmaker, and that's what Julius has been. You know, he's made up for the lack of consistent playmaking on this team, and once again settled in. You know, it's a big difference when you don't have the Greek freak on top of you and Milwaukee's defense.
Right.
And 26 points, 12 assists, 12 boards, 8 of 15 from the field, 3 of 6 from downtown. And once again, it's his 3-point shooting and his playmaking that has been the biggest difference maker from this team. And if you go to, I think I was on Cleaning the Glass, if you look at his assist to usage ratio, that's measuring how much of his team's buckets that he assists on based on how much he has the ball. Last year, he was in the 50th percentile amongst his position. This year, he's in the 86th. So he's at the top of the league, man. That's really a true difference in his game and the improvements in this game year over year, man. CK, what'd you think about Julius tonight?
Yeah, what can you not say about Julius? My biggest thing, though, was just because of the game that we had against Milwaukee. And like you said, completely different situation dealing with, this broken down Thunder team compared to being guarded by not just Giannis, but the entire Milwaukee Bucks defense. So I just wanted to see him take advantage of the I don't want to talk bad on the Thunder because, I know they're not having a good season.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the Thunder, they be fighting defensively.
Hey, we lost to them by double digits.
That's what I'm
That
saying.
bullshit,
Right.
you know?
Look at me already trying to forget about that game.
Yeah,
Thanks for
yeah.
reminding me. Anyway, so but yeah, so my biggest thing is I just want to see him have that turnaround, and this is above and beyond what you expect to have from a turnaround, and that's what basically what the story of Julius Randle has been this season. Him being the all-star that he is, having the season he had last year, having everybody going after his neck, and then completely turning around. We saw that in the 2-game span the same way, having a rough game coming off of an all-star break, and then taking care of business the way he was supposed to, almost 40 minutes, doing everything he had to do. So I'm just always impressed. And it's to the point now with Julius Randle that I'm not even worried. I was even saying, like, I'm probably alone, but Julius Randle could have had 3 bad games and I still wouldn't have been worried about Julius Randle. He's done so well for us this season and shown us that, this new Julius Randle is probably the guy we should probably get used to. That I knew that he was going to have this turnaround game, but definitely with the stretch that we have of games coming up, I'm glad he did it sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that he chose this game to do that and in impressive fashion, not in no stat chasing way. It was just with the flow of the game. And he did a great job. I loved him playing point guard a little bit more than sometimes when we have number 6 playing point guard.
Yeah,
so
that's for damn
good game
sure.
out of Julius Randle.
That's for damn sure.
Before we take any phone calls or anything like that, I'm feeling generous today.
Why are you feeling, Ash? How you feeling?
Uh-oh.
I'm in a good mood today.
Uh-oh.
I just feel like Julius Randle had a triple-double. My RJ put up 32 points. IQ had 21 points off the bench.
What
We got
do
a
we
win.
want to do?
Did the bounce back. I just feel like I got some hats coming my way that CP has sent me. And I just feel like if I get 1,000 likes, thumbs up in this chat right now,
KnicksFanTV's ears are perking
I
up
feel like
right
I
now.
should give away one of these autograph hats, one of these signed hats, personalized to whoever wins it. We can go ahead and put the form in the chat. We can fill it out, whoever wins it. And I'll write a cool little message on there. And that'll be that. I'm just in a good mood. But I feel like I need at
We're
least
feeling generous
1,000
right now.
likes for the show. I need at least 1,000.
Let's go. Hit that thumbs up on for your squad. You heard her. Charlie's hat is on the way. Charlie's definitely getting his hat. You know what I mean? Charlie's been in here going crazy. So let's do it. We get to 1,000 likes. We'll send out the autographed KFTV hat autographed by
Look at
Ashley
those likes
Nicole,
go.
man.
Look at
Let's
us go.
go. They're
It
going
was
up.
292 seconds ago. Look at those things go. Go ahead.
TV
Okay.
is activated, man. No doubt, no
Yeah.
doubt. Once again, salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for your squad. CP Ashley Moss, CK2K in here. I want to salute. We got a big time super chat in here. My guy Alan Berman. He says salute. I know it's the Thunder, but every game Alpha's out, we win, and that isn't a coincidence. Consider this a back pay of a few games, and pardon the hiatus. Miami whooped my ass. I'm gonna celebrate, and again, I got money for Elf's bus ticket, so that man needs to get out of here ASAP. All right, Alan Berman, appreciate it, man. He was down in Miami, turned up. Obviously had a good time, drop some gems on us, so definitely appreciate that, man. Definitely appreciate that, love.
Miami will do that to you.
You would know it well, Les. You know it well. So
Miami will do that for you.
Yeah, you know it well. Junior Karoma says didn't like how Tibbs benched Frank for no apparent reason. I know he got the 2 fouls in the first quarter, but still very strange on Tibbs. So we got the W, so it's all good. I mean, guys, you know what?
No
Again,
reason.
It's not really that strange for me because I felt like Tibbs wanted this game. We needed this game, and we could not afford to start the third quarter the same way we started the first. And so he went with IQ. IQ had the hot hand going into the half, and he went with IQ. I thought that was the adjustment that you want to make. And IQ, as soon as he got in, he was hungry. Picked up full court. Ends up forcing a turnover on the second possession. He got them going. He was an outlet for RJ and Julius. So I don't mind that. And I understand where Frank has been in terms of Tibbs' view of him. It's been consistent all year. You know what I mean? When Frank has been healthy for the most part, he has not been in the rotation until guys went down. So I didn't really mind it, honestly. You got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do.
And like you said, to stick with what you just said, but this from somebody that is supporting Frank, but CP is 100% on that because even when Frank was good, next game he didn't play many minutes. You know what I'm saying? So whether he's good, whether he's bad, Tom Thibodeau has been very consistent with how he's using Frank Ntilikina this year. So it's very true, very true. And he didn't give us much. He didn't take advantage. It's that simple.
Got to take advantage of you.
Which is definitely worrisome because, we don't know how sold Tibbs is on Frank right now. We don't know if he's using Frank only because his favorite Peyton is not available and Derrick Rose also is out with COVID protocol. So it's just it's not a good position to put yourself in, that when you have the opportunity to showcase what you can do, you choose not to. It's not good for you to put yourself in a position where you basically were thrust into the lineup because of circumstances. You have the opportunity to show you deserve to be here and you are very hot and cold. It's just not beneficial to Frank, especially if he wants to go ahead and continue to be a New York Knick. And I don't know what that's going to look like moving forward because he's not doing himself any favors. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens to him once Peyton does become available again. I think I already know what's going to happen, but it's going to still be interesting to see it actually unfold the way I think I know it's going to unfold. So
let's hear it from the people. I'm going to start with Fudge from Long Island. Fudge, how you feeling?
Yo, what up, CP? What up, CK? What up, Ashley Moss? We up in here in this chat. Big fan film on KFTV.
Let's go.
Yeah. I just wanted to know, is it time, I know y'all talked about it briefly, but is it time for quickly to, get a start? I understand, when Derrick Rose come back, obviously when we need him in situational minutes, down the stretch. But I think he can be up for the challenge. What y'all think?
Listen, obviously I wouldn't mind it. I love, the value that IQ's brought to this team, period. It's given us a spark. But I feel like his primary role right now is to shoot that ball. And today he did just that, 21 points. And yes, he facilitates the rock. He still had 4 dimes and whatnot. But I still think when you're going to come up against better teams who are going to adjust against them and you're going to come up against better defenses, you need a more experienced point guard out there. And knowing Tibbs, having seen him lean on Peyton and then go to Rose, I think he's going to go back to that. What do you guys think? CK and Ash, what do you guys think?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm always worried about, the depth, because I think that's just been besides the defense, our biggest calling card this entire season has been our bench unit. So I just worry about taking him away from that.
Right.
And like you both mentioned, he's being used, and it's his first year. He's a rookie. He's allowed to figure out the game. That's what happens when you come into the league as a rookie. You figure out the game of basketball on the NBA level. So he's known to be a scorer. Let him be that as he figures out the rest as he goes. And so to me, it makes the most sense to have that off the bench, because when we're having the slow starts that we have, if we have slow starts that we have, we know that we can rely on our bench with guys like him, Burks, and those kind of stuff. So it's hard for me to just throw him in the starting lineup just yet. And yeah, like CP said, the veteran presence of Derrick Rose going down the line, I'd rather take that just for right now. That's not shade to IQ. I love what he's been doing, but figure it out on all facets first. He's almost there. Let him get it on his own.
Of course. And again, I like Rose as a starter because, as everyone said, he's the vet, and IQ is still in the growing pains of becoming the player that he's going to be. I think also right now, again, going back to what I said, because of the way that the team is constructed, IQ's not really traditionally playing like a true point guard is supposed to. So he's going ahead. His role is not only to help run the offense and create that spacing, but also his role is to put up points, because we need somebody who can put up points because we don't have enough scoring. And you need that in a second unit. You need that coming off the bench. You need a solid unit that can go ahead and put up points when you rest your starters. So right now it works. Right now it's clicking. Moving forward, like I said, especially when people like Derrick Rose are no longer on the team, because Derrick Rose is not part of the future of the New York Knicks. He's part of just right now. He's part of the present. If IQ is going to be the starter, it's got to be when the team has more solidified scorers, so that IQ can kind of revert and go to what the position of a point guard is truly and traditionally supposed to be. And if he can put up points, obviously he can. We know he can shoot. Great, that's awesome, but that's not traditionally what he's on the court for. So it's you're jumping the gun right now if you want him to be a starter, because it's not necessary. It will be at one point, but just that point's not right now. So
Gotta figure it out, man. But hey, he came in, did what he had to do, and was a big spark in getting us that W. So shout out to IQ for a bounce back game. Shout out Paul Robinson for the super chat. He said, "Do you know the vibes? Hashtag start IQ. He looked perfect with the starters." What do you guys think in the chat, man? Start or 6-man? Throw it in the chat, man. Hashtag start. Hashtag 6-man. Let's see what the people think overall. Let's take a quick poll. Alan Berman, super chat we went through. Junior Karoma again says, shout out to Scott Perry and Steve Mills for drafting RJ Bully. All right. Chuck D, the Rhyme Animal. Salute to Chuck D. Throw a hashtag BE in the chat. He says, Jules showing the tools. He paces himself. The Bucks concentrated on that. Those games will happen, especially in any playoffs. He's the core, offense and defense. Yeah, I thought Julius he played a solid floor game today. And he's another one that, just picking it up, just having a sense of urgency, understanding that you're playing Brooklyn on Monday, you got a back-to-back with the Sixers on Tuesday. You can't lose this game. This is a game you don't want to catch in that loss column. So I thought the sense of urgency really picked up from Julius. That emanated to RJ, IQ, Burks. Everyone kind of picked that up in the second half because they felt like they kind of sleptwalked through the first. So great job by Julius indeed. Great job by Julius. All right, let's go back to the phones. See who wants to talk about this game. Salute to Fudge. Angel's in the building. Angel, how you feeling, bro?
Yo, CP, what's good, bro?
How you feeling, bro? How you feeling, Angel?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little hype right now. How you doing, Ashley? Hey, CK, how y'all doing? I'm feeling good, bro. This game was really a must-win, because we got Brooklyn coming up. And, it was good to see that the team defense really stepped up. OKC shot 25% from the three-point range, so it was good to see that. But obviously, Brooklyn is a different animal coming up, so we definitely got to keep that defense up. But I think, honestly, we should keep Quickly on the bench because I honestly think Derrick Rose is getting ready to start because we just look different, whether if it's Rose or it's Quickly. We just look like a whole different team on the court because we're able to run down the court, be aggressive. So, I'm just hoping that we stick to that. But, Tips is really, stubborn with his lineup. But the one thing I got to say, bro, is R.J. Barrett. This boy is balling, He shot 50% from the field, 50 from three. And let me tell you something, bro. Like, if he keeps playing like this, his potential is unlimited. All these players, they want to hop on Brooklyn and the Lakers. Let me tell you something, man. It ain't nothing like New York, baby. I'm trying to tell you. And we on the rise, baby. That's just how I feel, bro. Thanks for taking my call. Hit that like button.
Hit that thumbs up button.
Y'all have a good one.
That's a fact. Angel checking in from Philly, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate it. Sky's the limit for the 9 God, man. Sky's the limit, and it's just it's a pleasure to see. It's a pleasure to see his growth in that second year, because last year he struggled, man. You know, last year he struggled with his efficiency, but the 3-point numbers is really what shoots out. I mean, going into
robbed, CP.
Yeah.
Last year he was robbed.
He was definitely robbed. Get Terrence Davis up out of there. You know what I mean? But
man, he was robbed. I say this, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
I say this because
you're
you're right. I mean, statistically, we look at the numbers. Yeah, he didn't have a good one, but it was because, you know, with this panoramic that we got going on right before everything got shut down.
The replay.
Yeah, yeah. Right before that, we all know, and it's the story that every Knicks fan brings up. You know that was when he was just getting ready to finally figure it out, coming off of that injury. So it's just like, who knows if we could have seen this start at this point, or like in the second half of last season. So I just feel bad for the kid, but I'm glad that he's turning around this year. I'm sorry. I got to throw it out there for RJ because 100%. He had a rough statistical season, but he was figuring it out right before everything.
Yeah, I thought he was finishing strong. Coming into this game, he was in the last 26 games, he's averaging 16-5, 48% from the field, 46% from downtown, 75% from the free throw line. Shoot numbers is getting there, man. Remember he started the year off dropping 21 straight threes. Missing 21 straight threes, rather. You know, it's dedication, man. It's mental toughness. It's work ethic. Like Tibbs said, he's got the shooting drills right in front of the coach's office. RJ has said he wants to be a reliable option for his team down the stretch. He felt those bench, you know, those late game benches by Tibbs. He felt that. You know, sent a message to him because Tibbs was looking for shooting. He didn't know if he could rely on RJ. And, you know, these last couple of games, man, he's come on strong. So that's a testament to his dedication. Definitely got to give him credit on that.
Is it too soon to apologize to Drew Hanlon, or are we not there yet?
Oh, yo. They were doing my man Greasy, man.
Yeah, they killed him, and he responded on Twitter. We were talking about him, and he responded to me. He's like, I've been hearing him because everybody has something to say, but all of a sudden, RJ making
He responded to you on Twitter?
Yeah, his shooting coach.
Yeah, that's his shooting coach. Yeah, because we were talking about his shooting. I was just like, man, a lot of people going crazy on Drew Hanlon at the beginning of the season.
Going crazy on that man. Going crazy on him.
I do not see a lie.
Yeah,
so I'm just saying, are we apologizing to him yet, or we gotta wait a little bit? I don't know.
Let's wait. Let's wait till the season's over. But I mean, so far he's trending well. He's definitely trending well. You know.
I don't have to apologize because I didn't do it.
Me either, Ash. That's what I'm saying. I was there from the jump. Go ahead.
So that's for the other side.
Right.
Yeah, that's for them trade RJ people after every bad game.
That's the trade RJ chat. I've always been the captain of the Randall Railroad and the RJ 9 God Express. Okay, I've been there from day one.
Salute to Black Ranger. He says salute to CP for continuing to give dead-eyed Max that work. The more Max talks, the more evident it is that he sold his soul to the rat. In parentheses, Disney. Future is bright. A core of IQ, Julius Randle, and RJ Barrett. Yeah, salute to the Black Ranger, man. So salute to the Black Ranger. And yes, he's right. Because on Friday, back at it again in Bristol, your boy CP goes toe-to-toe once again with that sellout Max Kellerman. And yeah, I just you know, he continues to go to the blame Dolan hole for everything that's wrong with the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? And my whole point is this, it has nothing to do with the team. What happened with Patrick Ewing is unfortunate. It should have never happened. You figure it out. You figure out a way to treat all your VIPs. You know what I mean? He shouldn't have to go through the metal detectors and whatnot. To me, it's not a big deal, right? I go to the game. I have my drinks. I do my thing. I trash talk, and I leave out of there on my own accord. Now, these other guys feel entitled. That's on them. They got to figure that out with the Garden. But the whole blame Dolan situation, it's just not necessary. It's just not necessary, and that's all they lean on. That was my point on Max. It is the low-hanging fruit that the lamestream media likes to hang on to. Then he tried to loop me in. He's like, "You're media too." I said, "No. Not in the way that you cover the team." You know what I'm saying? It's a completely different level, but it was a lot of fun. You know, a lot of fun with the banter back and forth, and definitely appreciate the opportunity. I'll be back on Tuesday. Back on Tuesday at 2:00. So we'll see. He completely dodged the smoke on the Porzingis thing. When he compared Porzingis to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the second coming. So, he claims we're gonna touch on that next week. So we'll see what happens, man.
I'll watch around for with my broom in hand. We're
Yeah.
good.
Oh yeah. I'm bringing a broom. Then he claimed he was up on me 3-zip. I'm like, nah, man, you're dreaming.
What is the
dreaming,
actual
Kellen.
score? It's 3-0?
Say that again. Oh, the
People
score's
are talking.
3-0. Yeah, the score's
come on.
3-0.
People have spoken.
Round 1, I completely smoked them. Round 2, they tried to blame the audio and then they ran. And then round 3, it was a no-brainer, man. It was a no-brainer. You know. Maybe for everybody except for Fernando. You know, Fernando's a big-time Max Kellerman fan. He
I
loves
think Fernando is Max.
Yeah, I think he is
Right.
Max. I think he is Max. You know what I mean? So
I think Fernando is Max.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure because
Yeah.
the way he puts the cape on for him.
Man.
get a room. You know what I'm saying? Get a room, pal.
I haven't even caped for boyfriends like that.
Yeah.
He goes hard body.
Hard
Max.
body karate. Good God, get a room, buddy. But yeah, man, that's just how it is, man. All love. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Hit that thumbs up button for your squad. Everybody, if you're new in the chat, leave us a hashtag. New, we'll shout you guys out. Also, throw your cities in the chat, man. One of the things when we do these, matinee type post games is our people in the UK, European Union get to watch. So shout out all our people in the UK, Germany, France, wherever you guys are watching, man. Throw your cities in the chat. Definitely appreciate you guys tapping in with us live. Means a lot. Let's go to New Jersey. Papa Left, what's going on, bro?
Hey, CP, Ash, CK, what's going on? Another Knicks win.
Yes, sir.
1 game over 500. And the sound on this channel right now
we
got
crispy.
the ultimate upgrade.
Crispy.
Very
Ultimate
crisp.
upgrade. Yeah,
Very
yeah,
crisp.
yeah.
Start with a hot take. We might be better without Alfred Payton in the lineup. I don't know if a lot of people agree with me on that one, but
Just a little bit. Just a smidge. Just a
want to
smidge.
throw that out there.
Yeah.
Before I get into my more, controversial pieces. But, going into the season, we had about 2 major, keys for the season. Develop our young guys, mainly RJ, and then develop the culture. And I think we hit those 2 way ahead of schedule, almost like 2 years, definitely a year, but we are so far ahead of schedule in that regard. But right now we're in that Tom Thibodeau wants to win, wants to maximize W's, sacrificing the development of guys who are kind of on the fence. Good game, bad game. Frank has a good game, doesn't get played. Kevin Knox has a bad game, gets benched for 3 weeks. So I'm just a little concerned with the process that got us here, which was acquiring these deals like Alec Burks, Reggie Bullock, which I really felt were going to be players that would be attractive at the deadline for maybe not a first-round pick, but it's dead cap money, very low price players who could play a really valuable role on a championship contender as like an 8th, 9th man. So what I'm thinking right now, especially with Alec Burks, I thought he had a very good game today because he did something today that he really struggles with, which is having diversity in his scoring.
Yeah.
He usually has that mid-range jumper and like the off,
And the 3.
like the leaning Reggie Miller style, shot from the perimeter. And today he was able to get to the rim.
Yeah.
And I thought he had
attacked
a
the basket.
very good game on film. And I'm almost thinking all right, now we're not going to be able to trade Alec Burks for a pick or anything because that just wouldn't make sense for us because we need him too much. Now I'm thinking, what if we were to take Alec Burks and Kevin Knox, so now you have and get ahead of the trade deadline. Take like an Alec Burks and a Frank or Alec Burks and a Kevin Knox. And I heard a name earlier. I think it was the off schedule second half All-Star where the name Evan Fournier got brought up. And I think Fournier brings us a little bit of a mesh of what we need. They need that spacer who can shoot, who's ready to shoot, but Fournier can also create off the dribble. So what if we took an Alec Burks and a younger player and traded them ahead of the deadline, so now the Magic or somebody can take Alec Burks' contract and be more freely to be able to then purchase him and then trade him for a pick.
Only thing, though, and appreciate the call, bro. Only thing is, I think when we talked about it on the show with Ian Begley and Alex, I think they said Fournier's a free agent coming up. I got to check his contract, but if that's the case, why not just sign him outright?
Exactly. That's what I was going
You
to
know?
say. That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. I don't know if that's the kind of flip I want to make for something. That's been my argument for Victor Oladipo too. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't see the point in giving up assets for something that we could possibly go after for probably cheaper in the offseason. So that's my only rebut to, again, Evan Fournier.
Yeah. I would say why not just sign him outright in the offseason. That goes for, Lonzo. If you don't get your point guard in the draft, that goes for Oladipo a little, to a lesser extent. I don't really like him that much, but Fournier would be nice. I think Fournier would be nice. And I think, when you got the Alec Burkses, when you got even Bullock last year, you want them to be those quality vets to help your young guys and to help you win, but you also want to, see if you can get some flips. If you're able to flip them for a first round pick, ideally, or a early second or something like that. So I'm sure that's the Brock Aller route, but Tibbs wants to make the playoffs. You know that. So again, I'm sure if there's a deal out there for them to make that benefits them, everybody's on the table. Everybody's on the table. But I'm not so sure if a Burks deal is imminent. I haven't heard anything.
I think it's important also for Tibbs, especially because, he is more of a right now type of person. I think it's really important for the people around him to remind him of the fact that it's about the long game. We're building for the future, and you don't want to go ahead and gamble your future for immediate satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
And immediate satisfaction would be trading a bunch of young guys, core guys, for a star player with the chance of possibly going to the playoffs or going far in the playoffs, rather. And that's not what you want to do. You want to think the long game. The long game is to be consistently in the playoffs every single season, each season gradually going up in those standings. So if you're a 7th seed one year, you want to go ahead and jump in to be the 5th seed next season. If you're the 5th seed, then you want to go ahead and be maybe the 3rd seed or the 4th seed next season. And eventually that consistent movement in the playoffs, you want to ultimately start turning that into appearances in conference finals and finals. And you want to do it in that way. You don't want to go ahead and try to do everything at once, because what that does, it clouds your judgment and what you really need versus what you want for your immediate satisfaction. So it's just really important to be careful how you go ahead and tread that water, because you can make or break your future by doing too much too soon.
True story.
And to add to that, I feel like we're in that perfect pocket as a team right now, because it's a win-win situation for us right now. Like, obviously, we want to see this team go in the postseason. Obviously, it'd be great. We need to see something like that, especially with the way we've been playing. But we're also in such a good spot that if we just so happen to miss it by losing the play-in game or something crazy happens to finish the season, we're still in a good spot, because then that just means, oh, darn, now we got a lottery pick. So it's like, I completely agree with Ashley. There's no need to make that kind of, Zach LaVine, Bradley Beal, Andre Drummond move when right now with what we got, where we've gone this far. And if we have to make those small little moves that, if we're flipping like Austin Rivers, who's not playing at all anyways, to get us a piece that's going to help us play, then sure, do stuff like that. But I completely agree. No need to destroy the chemistry of a team, to bring in a big guy and to play with nobody because we're giving everybody away to get them, and then ruin our long-term trajectory rather than just right now. So we're in such a perfect spot right now. Like, just small moves, keep it pushing, and we'll talk about it.
Play with that house money, man. Just play with that house money.
Exactly.
So salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up on Free Squad. 1,500 on the check-in. Salute to our Facebook family as well. Let's salute some people in the chat, guys. I want to salute Trill the Truth, checking in from Arkansas. He's team #new. He says #the truth. So salute to Trill. We got Nick Jake checking in from Queens. We have salute from Kissimmee, Richie Sound Entertainment. Stuart, Florida in here. Yo, Giza, what's going on? Who else we got in here? Kevin Case is all 72 checking in from Staten Island, a.k.a. Shaolin. Building Roots checking in from Uptown Harlem World. Amaris Gutierrez checking in from the DR. Okay. Let's see. Pawn Radu checking in from Romania. Ash, who you want to shout out there?
Shout out to everybody checking in from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn was good.
Also, shout out to, I think it's Eric C. from Costa Rica.
Okay, all right.
I may actually be there in a few weeks, so you got to go ahead and let me know what all the spots and what I should be doing, Eric. Go ahead and put
throw some recommendations in there.
Shout out to all our international viewers. I have Billy Neville from Zurich, Switzerland.
All right.
Shout out to Drew Abbott from Syracuse. I'm a big fan of the orange up there. Shout out to Ryan O'Sullivan from Wales.
Oh,
Hello,
yeah.
hello.
Yeah,
And
sure,
shout out
Ryan.
to everybody rocking with us. 1,500 in the chat on a Saturday, but I need the likes up to go a little bit higher. I'm only seeing 700 on my
Yeah,
end.
we got to
Maybe
get up
that's
there.
right.
We got to get up there. CK,
Yeah,
who
we
you
gotta
want to
get up
shout
there.
out?
Well, first and foremost, shout out to all the CK crew coming over here to support the homies over here on KnicksFanTV. Shout, I saw all you guys earlier. Shout out to you guys. And yeah, man, I shout out my guy Dave Funnick. I see you out here representing. We out here in LA, you know.
Dave,
the
yes,
kids
sir.
out here.
Shout out
Dave,
to the
that's my
LA
guy.
gang, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man, I'm seeing the Londons, you know. Shout out to, man, Veer, Posse. I love saying the names I mess up because they get them so mad. But shout out to you over in London. But yeah, man, shout out to my man Rick Harrison. Everybody out here.
No
I
doubt.
always love the support coming in here for this matinee post game. Shout out to everybody. Man.
Facts, man. Also, real quick, Ben K, team hashtag new. What's going on? Jesse Cook from Brisbane, Australia, checking in. Retro Kev, team hashtag new. How you feeling? Shout out Michael Craig, Portsmouth, all my 757 people checking in. Everybody from JA on the check-in. Shamboy 72 Able, what's going on? Yeah, man. All right, let's get back to the phones. See who else wants to chat. Zay from Maryland. Zay, what's going on, bro?
Good, man. What's going on? How you feeling?
Chilling, man. How you feeling, bro?
Good, man. This game, at first it was a little scary. It was a little scary at first, just seeing the, OKC young, scrappy team just running around.
Yeah, I was aggy at first, man. I was getting tight.
Yeah, it was just a little bit. I was getting aggy too, and then I don't know, man. My biggest thing I was gonna say about I don't like the fact that Tibbs isn't consistent with what he's preaching when it comes to the fact that Frank didn't do anything. Frank only had 5 minutes or whatever. He only shot the ball once. He was a little timid, but I think that's just for him and Julius, because as soon as Frank touches the ball, Julius asks for it in any shape or form. Wherever he is on the floor, he's asking for the ball. But I feel like Tibbs has a shorter leash on everyone but the starters, and it's kind of like, we're already up by 19. Why are the starters still in the game with only 3-4 minutes left? That's the time where you should be pumping minutes to Obi, pumping minutes to Knox, pumping minutes to the young guys that are sitting on the bench not doing anything, because we need to know if this Tibbs isn't helping us figure out what we're going to do for the future. I guess he just feels like we're just going to keep the same starters and just play every year, keep going forward with the same starters every year. But so at some point, we need to know what we have on the bench to know who's staying and who's going.
Yeah.
And I don't think Tibbs is setting us up for that. It's kind of like he's setting us up for failure in the long run. And I guess we're just going to worry about the draft and free agency for the future. But I just feel like we do have people on the bench that should be getting time, so we know what we have. Thanks for taking my call. That's all I really
Appreciate
had,
it, fam. Appreciate it.
in regards to that.
Yeah, that's definitely. I agree with Zay there. It's definitely something that you want to see when the game is out of hand. Go to the guys a little bit earlier. Tibbs goes to that last drop with his starters, man. But I agree with him. In those late game stretches, you go to Frank, Kev, Obi a little bit earlier just to see what you have. Get back to player development and see what these guys can do in those in the garbage time.
Yeah, and especially with I don't want to laugh at it, but especially when we got one of the key people that suffered from this kind of situation on the same team in Derrick Rose. You would think that he would learn from those lessons. The game is okay. You got it. There's 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes left in the game. We're up by 25. It's okay. Let the guys in and you can let them finish it out. But yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
But like I said, stepping stones. We got some more quick minutes, so he's figuring it out slowly but surely. Stepping stone.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Right.
Absolutely. A couple more super chats in here. Salute to the Rhyme Animal. Chuck D sends us a super chat. He says, getting an established coach is never going to be a 4-year program. We had Fizz for that. Tibbs is never going to be that dude. He's into smelling the Leon and Derrick Roses now. Old heads ain't thinking futures. That's a fact, man. Tibbs is for the here and now. And, everybody you talk to says the same thing. I had John Krasinski on from The Athletic, covered Tibbs with the Timberwolves. He said the same thing. When Tibbs first got to Minnesota and he had that young team, it was Zach LaVine, it was Wiggins, it was Karl Anthony Towns. They were getting that burn, but they didn't make it. They only won about 30-something games, didn't make it, flamed out. He goes back to the Timberwolves. He goes to Rose, Taj. He goes to Luol Deng. He brings all Jimmy Butler. He goes to all of them. They make the playoffs. So that's Tibbs' style. He wants to win. He wants to win now. Again, I see it both ways. I see it from the fan perspective and the player development angle that you want to see what you have here and you want to build from the ground up. I definitely believe in that philosophy. But at the same time, a coach is going to coach for his job, for his resume. And in New York, there's no other place where that is magnified 10 times over. And, I don't blame Tibbs on at sometimes, going that route and not just throwing out a young guy lineup of, all the rookies, Frank, Kev, and everybody like that, because it's not likely going to translate into many wins. And then your head is on the chopping block after year 2. So it's a tough balance, very tough balance. So we'll just have to wait and see. I think. Go ahead, Ash. Go ahead.
No, it's also a balance of you don't want to go ahead and burn out your young guys. And I think that's what Tibbs has been criticized for doing before in his previous coaching positions, is burning out his young talent too soon, exhausting them more than they had to be exhausted. And I think with his implementation of the vets into the rotations and things like that, it's him trying to be slightly different than he was before, but still have similar qualities about him in the sense of, he's not the best in his rotations. He's very stubborn in his rotations. He thinks more present term instead of the long term. Things like that are still the same, but I think that, he's trying to kind of find a middle in a sense, if that makes sense. In small little spurts, you see he's trying to find a middle and kind of lose that reputation of just going ahead and exhausting young guys more than he has to. And that's not to say that he's not going to play them, but when you go ahead and you play also guys that maybe you're not supposed to play, or people don't understand why you're playing them, and you're playing vets while in the mix of the young guys, it takes the pressure off of them so that you don't burn them out. So I can understand both sides of it.
Yeah. Agreed. Leon Newville sends a super chat, says, great win. RJ and Julius put the team on their back and handled business. Shout out KFTV and CK2K. Peace and blessings. Robert Parrish super chat says, it's not that Tibbs is hating on Frank. IQ is balling. Yeah, and I don't blame the coach for going back to it. That's what you want to see, those adjustments. Frank, again, you got to grab it by the horns, and if you're not doing it, you got to move on down, man. That's just it. The dogs are going to eat. Paul Robinson, IQ doesn't have to run the offense. That's on Julius. I agree here and there. CK, you kind of like yes and no, right? I kind of agree, but I think you also need a balance because as we saw in that Bucks game, once you key in on Julius there, you still have to switch it up. You can't always play that 5 outs, especially with this Knicks team that's not perfectly spaced. I think you still need some dynamic from your point guard and your floor general.
In the words of Tom Thibodeau, it's definitely very situational.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed, bro. Agreed.
Why is the chat coming at me? I wasn't criticizing Tibbs. I was giving him a compliment.
Well, yeah. What'd you say?
What they say?
I don't know. They're saying that I'm picky, that I criticize everybody but RJ, but I wasn't criticizing Tibbs. I said that he's trying to. I was saying that he was trying to go ahead and be different than he was when he was in Chicago and with the Timberwolves, and he's trying not to play, the young guys and exhaust them and drive them into the court, if you will. That's not. I think he did a great job today. I'm not criticizing him.
Yeah, I didn't see that as critique. Sheesh, Ashley FanTV, sensitive Sam's in the chat.
Goodness.
Sheesh.
And everybody asking, no, I'm not Puerto Rican.
Yeah, Ashley, you're so mean. By the way, where are you from?
Yeah, I'm half black, half Italian. For everybody in the chat having arguments about my makeup. What it is, so
Ashley FanTV going heavy on this Saturday. Sheesh. Brawling in the chat right now. All right, Robert McFall says this part of the season we need to turn it up. Frank doesn't have it. We must come to grips with that. It's all hands on deck for this part of the season. Definitely agree with that. All right, back to the phones. Miguel from Jersey, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, everyone? What's going on?
Yo, how you feeling, bro? What's going on?
I'm doing all right. Yo, CP, last weekend, man, you put me out there, man. I felt like a superstar when I put up the snapback.
Oh yeah. Yo, listen, man, we appreciate it, man. Anybody that goes out and gets a Knicks Fan TV snapback, or anybody that's supporting, I retweet everything, I repost everything. You know, just showing the love from the fan base, man. I definitely appreciate it.
Yo, I was dying. Everybody was talking about my royal toes. I got retweeted like 70 times. That was hilarious. You made me famous for today, man.
No doubt, bro. No doubt. Glad I could do it, bro.
Really quick. Yeah, no doubt. Really quick. Ashley, you're gonna love this, right?
I'm excited.
This is about 9 God. All right. So
Yeah.
this is a hot take. Ready? I'm gonna share it with you guys.
Yeah.
R.J. Barrett. I've been telling my boys since the time he was drafted, from the way he played last year.
Mm-hmm.
I said he is going to be the best player in that draft. He is going to be the best all-around player. He's going to be available for us at all times. Zion reminds me too much of LJ. Power game. He's a big guy. He could get hurt. You know, I'm not wishing that on anybody, but his style of play doesn't last long. And unfortunately, the same thing with Ja. Ja's a little guy who gets whacked in the lane. But I'm telling you, we're going to have the best player in that draft. And RJ is going to be a superstar for the Knicks.
I love it. Say it again. RJ's going to be a what for the Knicks?
A superstar.
Yes.
Hey.
I like it.
I would love to see it, man. I would love to see it, man. Salute, Miguel. Definitely appreciate it. Let's go to Arkansas. The Truth in the building. What's going on, fam? How you doing?
What's up, CP, Ashley? My boy CK, man. Shout out to my boy J. Ellis. Where he at, man? Where he at, J. Ellis?
What's good, man? How you feeling, bro?
I'm all right, man. Look, man, I was just going to hit on a couple quick points, man. RJ with the career high, man. It was good to see. Randall out there, triple threat. You know, whatever you want to do with the ball, IQ and that floater, man. It was a problem, man. It's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Yo, Truth. How you end up a Knicks fan in Arkansas, bro? There's no basketball team in Arkansas, man. What's going on?
Yeah, man, you gotta shop around, you know. You just gotta, you know. But I've been a Melo fan, you know what I'm saying. And since Melo left, I was just with the orange and blue so long, you know. It's just right. The vibe is right, man.
Already, man. Already. We'll definitely appreciate the support, man. Salute to everybody down in Arkansas, Little Rock, and everything. It's a new caller, man. And we heavy, man. Arkansas got Knicks fans. Put some respect on our name, Max Kellerman. We ain't going to Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
The Brooklyn Nets have fans in Arkansas?
You know what I
think
mean?
not.
Come on, man. We in Arkansas. Heavy. I guess. These guys, man, you know, they have no points. They have no talking points. So they hang on to the Dolan stuff. That's all I'm trying to say. And I had to school Kellerman on this multiple times. It's all good. Speaking of RJ, let's go above the border. My guy Iller's in the building. Iller, what's going on? Talk to us, man. Let us know about the 9 God, RJ Barrett. What's good, bro?
Yo, CC, man, today's a good day, bro.
Yeah.
You have no idea how long I waited for this, man. Oh, Toronto's favorite son, 32 points, man. I can't complain, man. Congratulations to my guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Move over, Jamal Murray, man. This guy's got competition for the throne of Canada now, man.
Hey.
RJ Barrett all the way, man. When I called in not too long ago, I said this time next year, RJ Barrett will be the guy, and I'm sticking to it, man. And you know, CP. One thing I love about RJ is if he has a bad night scoring, he makes up for it on defense, and vice versa, obviously, right? And he's going to be a complete player, without a doubt. Like, he's 20 years old, and just look at him on the court, man. Like, today was just, like, proof. And one last thing, man. I can't wait till the season is over and watch RJ Barrett qualify Canada to the Olympics in Tokyo. I'm out.
All right. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. He dropped a little turf war in at
Look
the
at
end.
him, man.
You know what I'm saying? At the end.
You gotta get through the US of A first, beloved.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah, Chief.
I think the one thing I love to see is, once again, the chemistry between RJ and Randall was on display today. Them finding each other on those kickouts. RJ finding IQ out there for a kickouts. Finally, a guard that you can get the ball to, that you can rely on and knock down the three. it just makes the game so much easier, man. It just makes the game so much easier for everybody. And when you're knocking down shots, obviously it'll do that as well. But just a great job. Great game today by RJ, and Iller pointed to his resiliency. That's what you love about him as well, man, is that when he has a bad game, he tries to impact the game in other ways, either getting to the line and drawing contact or passing the ball or things of that nature. And he's just mentally tough, man. Mentally tough. So just a good game, and you hope he continues to grow with this team. All right, so to everybody in the chat once again, how we looking? All right, how many likes we got here? We have
not enough.
Is it 820?
820. 820. We got to get those likes up before we do this giveaway. We're going to do the giveaway before we end the show, but we got to get these likes up. So everybody hit that like button.
We have the form in the chat for people.
Dave, did you put the form in the chat as yet? Okay, yeah, send that out, Dave. Please send that out, and then send me the spreadsheet so we could get that ready.
Shout out to the 4 Thunder fans too with the dislikes. We see you.
Yeah, they're disappointed, man. They're disappointed, man. More super chats in here. Mr. Ranty says, I love what's going on. CK2K, Miss Moss, please speak on the Knicks needing to run some more fast breaks, but great job overall. Yeah, we're just not a good fast break team, CK. We haven't been. The offense overall is just hasn't been improved since last year.
I know. It's just, and that's what's so frustrating, man. We have all the tools to utilize the fast break, but you're right. Without Derrick Rose, and we saw it tonight, there was some instances where we just look dumb in the fast break. Like I saw someone tweet out, we look like a high school team with the fast break. It is true. Yeah. You know, but I just want us to play faster because I feel like we could score so many more points. We could utilize so many of our defensive stops if we played a lot faster, but gotta have the personnel for it, man.
Gotta have it. But that's the one thing that D Rose gave us when he, in his short stint, he's giving us that shot in the arm and pushing the pace. That's what you want to see. Peyton doesn't do it, like Q doesn't do it. D Rose did. And so those are the ways that, you can increase your fast break chances is, number one, having the personnel to do it. But number two, being an aggressive defense, getting those takeaways and turning that into buckets. And that's what you're going to need, especially if you're going to go into the playoffs. Because when things tighten down in that half court, they key in on Julius, they key in on RJ, they force us to shoot. We're going to need additional ways to generate offense. And that's through pushing the pace and being aggressive, getting steals, getting blocks, and pushing it out there in transition. So hopefully we'll see if it improves over time, man. Hopefully D Rose comes back. He's still in the COVID protocol. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but, hopefully he comes back soon.
For sure. Yeah. Definitely missing D Rose. That's for sure.
Definitely. So the spreadsheet is going around right now, so make sure you guys are filling it out because we're going to do the drawing in about 5 minutes. We're going to do the drawing in about 5 minutes, so make sure you guys are signing up. Let's go to the Bronx. Doug, what's going on?
Oh, yeah. How y'all doing? This is Doug from the Bronx, from the Boogie Down Bronx.
Okay, all right.
Represent the Bronx, represent the Sublime Music channel with my long posts I put on the YouTube channel.
No doubt. What's going on, Doug?
1970, y'all.
1970?
1970.
Okay, you're OG. He's an OG. We got an OG among us, man. What's going on?
Please, OGs. I'm older than the OGs, okay?
you and Chuck D. You and Chuck D holding it down right now, man.
Yeah. Hey, listen, the shout out to CK2K representing the left coast. Hold it down with Mr. Ellis who's MIA. Shout out to Mr. Ashley dropping the knowledge on us knuckleheads.
Yep.
Another African American like me, another African American. Plus, and a face a man can look at without shuddering. Nothing personal, y'all.
No doubt.
No, you just went your own way. You know that, right?
Yeah, man.
So CP, especially you, man. Yeah. Show fools like Max Kellerman and Michael Rappaport what it means to be a true fan.
Facts.
You are everybody's hero, CP. I'm telling you right now, you're everybody's hero.
Appreciate it,
I'm just calling to keep it quick to say, listen, quickly could be the point guard if the offense runs through Julius Randle. And I know that they kind of shut him down against that San Antonio shut him down. But I'd like to see him and Quick on the court at the same time with the offense running mostly through Julius and see how that works. Just to see how that works. because they need floor spacers. Him and RJ, they need floor spacers, and without that, man, it's just a problem. And even though D Rose picks up the pace, his outside game is spotty sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just curious. I'm just interested to see them do that.
Yeah, agreed, man. And ideally, wherever they go, if they start quickly, great. If they don't, you maybe see him close. Because what we have seen with D Rose is, even though he does give us a shot in the arm, he seems to have he breaks down later in games. Just general observation from his, the couple games that he's been in, seems to, he starts off well and then kind of tapers off near the end. So maybe he gets you the start, and maybe IQ gets you the close, and you get the best of both worlds. So I think the overall point is move Peyton down. Move Peyton down the list. That's just what it is, man.
That's what I'm hearing.
That's just what we're looking for here, man. Just a different look. Just a change of scenery. That's all, man. OG Dan from Long Island, what's going on?
What's good, CP, CK2K, and Ash? I hope you're all doing well tonight. Listen, the biggest thing with RJ, man, is when he hits that open jump shot, he goes to a different level. The whole team goes to a different level. I've been all over him about that, particularly at the beginning of the year. But I'm really happy that that part of his game's come around, because I think it makes such a big difference. And he goes from being, a third option to a legitimate second option, and a real good second option.
Mm-hmm.
I think, he really is. He's only 20 years old. I think he's coming around great. But the other thing I wanted to mention, though, and CP, you get mad credit this week, son.
Mm-hmm.
You are the #1 Knicks diplomat.
I'm taking on all challenges, man. Taking on the haters, man.
Frank, I mean, I thought we were done with Franco Solo once he was hiding behind that athletic paywall that nobody wanted to pay to see him.
Yeah.
I thought we were done with him. He came for Anthony Donahue, legendary Knicks fan.
Yeah.
He took the tweet down, but you didn't let him off the hook.
Nah.
Good for you, man, for taking on Isola. Mad respect to you, son.
Yeah. No, I didn't like that, man. I didn't like the cheap shot that he took at Ant, and I talked to Frank about it after that, and I let him know, that it just wasn't called for. So it is what it is.
That was terrible. It was honestly, I know we fool around and laugh about it, but that was terrible.
It was in poor taste,
especially for a guy who's Frank gets mad sensitive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that was that. So and then also Kellerman, listen. He didn't want you to talk about his Kareem analogy. He wanted to talk about how old you were, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't get it. Like he's like you didn't remember whatever when Patrick got. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm older than him, and he don't remember when Clyde went to Cleveland and everybody in the hood was crying tears. He don't. I don't know how old you are to do it, whether you're a legitimate Knicks fan or not.
Yeah.
To be true, and the biggest thing is like, since when is being loyal a bad thing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know people get uncomfortable with us going at ESPN, and they say like Rachel Nichols, it's playful, her husband's a Knicks fan, and it may very well be.
Yeah.
But the reality is, no one's knocking OKC fans.
No.
Nobody was knocking Super. Can you imagine if the Garden was building, if the Garden was empty, what they'd be saying about us?
Yeah.
So I'm so happy that you are out there as a diplomat. I know a lot of it's in good fun. But the reality is the Knicks for clicks thing has been a thing for years, and I'm glad you're taking on all comers. You're letting them all know, and I'm glad that for us, New York Knicks fans, the real ones who talk like me with this accent, that you're out there defending us. So listen, keep up the good work, all right? I'm out of here.
No doubt, Dad. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. It's a tired act. The reason he goes to the age and the Dolan thing is because he has no takes.
There's nothing else.
They barely watch the team. You understand? So they come with the same tired narrative, and then he draws, how old are you? Listen, man, I don't. You can't get me with that, Kelvin. You got to come stronger. You're bringing a pea shooter to the gunfight. You know what I'm saying, CK?
Yeah, man. I that's what I was saying, because I was watching that with some of the chat, because we were, showing some love, giving the view to your channel.
Appreciate it.
But that was the thing. We were talking about like how he spent almost 20 minutes talking about your age, and you trying to move it on, and he
wasting time, man. We got to get to it.
You don't know. I was like, yo, I don't know, man. Yeah, the arguments were whack.
Yeah.
And the fact that he really believes that he's 3, it's just funny. It's just all funny to me. It's hilarious, man.
It's crazy, man. Then one of his producers got at me on Twitter like, "Oh yeah, Max was running laps around you. You Knicks fans stick up for Dolan, and how could he do this to Oakley and Ewing and all of this?" I'm like, "Yo, like this has nothing to do with the team.
Yep.
Nothing to do with the team. Because Patrick Ewing didn't want to walk through the metal detector? What are we talking about here? You know what I'm saying? I already gave him the fact that, yeah, treat him better. But at the end of the day, this is rich people problems. I don't care, man. I'm with Tibbs and them. I don't care that Patrick Ewing had to empty his keys out of his pocket. What are we talking about? Now this is Dolan's fault. Right? It's Dolan's fault.
And not just Dolan, it's the Knicks' fault too. Don't forget, it's the Knicks' fault that he ain't getting in the games. Like, it's just crazy how it's all connected when it's not.
It's all connected. Never mind the fact that Isola himself said that Dolan got locked out because he didn't have ID once upon a time. The owner of the building.
Yep.
That's actually hilarious.
Right.
It's crazy. I'm saying, like.
That's what I'm saying.
That's hilarious.
You know, people say I'm defending him. I'm just pointing out common sense. I'm just pointing out the facts. You be the judge.
That's like Jerry trying to walk into the Star, and they're like, no. Where's your ID?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
My ID?
Yeah.
I'll fire everybody here.
Right. I'm saying,
Yeah.
It's just whack.
So, it is what it is, man. You can't save everybody, Ash. That's the bottom line. If you want to run to Brooklyn, you want to run to the Lakers, go ahead. I'll be here. And that's just that, man.
What's the over or under on how many Knicks fans will be at the Barclays on Monday?
Ooh, that's gonna be a battle.
I want to know. Yeah.
How many people are they letting in? How many people are they letting in?
I want to say, when I was there working one of the games, it was 500 was the max, and it was maybe like 200 people in there. So just put that into perspective.
Whoa. Did they say why for only 500?
It was, I'm not quite sure. I think also because it's a smaller.
I guess it is, huh?
Yeah.
So it's not as big as the Garden, so you can't. The Garden's 2,000. The Nets is 500, I guess, because of the size. I don't know what it is now. Maybe they increased it to 1,000. But even if it's 1,000, I would go on record and say, let's say the tickets get sold out, right? If it's 1,000 people that are allowed in the Barclays, I'm gonna go with 850 will be Knicks fans. 850 people will be.
I would think so.
I'll take that.
I would think so.
I'll take that. Strictly off of watching that Celtics Nets game, they kept trying to go to the fan cam and they kept getting Celtics jerseys in Brooklyn. So I'm like, if they can't get no damn Nets fans over Celtics fans, you think they're gonna get Nets fans over Knicks fans?
Crazy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll take it.
You know what's hilarious to me? Like, we know that because we're fans, New Yorkers, but the constant rhetoric and the narrative in the media and trying to create this fake just rivalry between the Nets and the Knicks. There's no rivalry. We run New York. Stop it. Yeah. I don't care what their record is. I don't care where they are in the playoff standings. I don't care who they have on the team. They could have Jesus himself playing point guard. It doesn't matter. We run New York. Stop with the conversation. Stop with the arguments. Stop with the play-by-plays and the side-by-sides and the debates and the round-table discussions. There is no discussion. The Nets don't have real New York fans. Enough. Let it go. Move on.
That's just bottom line, man. That's just bottom line. Well, it's kind of whack, though, just that, NBA period, the rivalries are just gone, man. Rivalries are just gone. The player movements, guys are moving around every 2-3 years. It's not as physical as it used to be. Still physical, but not as it used to be. Guys are more friendly on and off the court. It's just that competitive fire. It's just not there anymore. That's kind of unfortunate. It's kind of unfortunate, man. But that's the state of the game that we're in. But yeah, no doubt, Ash. The chat is feeling that. They're throwing fives in the chat for Ash right now. They were feeling that right now. So good job. Good job on that.
I just have to get that off my chest.
Yeah, just get that off.
I'm just tired of hearing the arguments, the memes. There's no conversation. There never was a conversation.
Facts.
You guys, who are Nets fans? These are who are Nets fans. TikTokers. Okay? People who do things to YouTube and reels and do little tricks on skateboard
Yeah.
in the middle of on
The casuals, and the hipsters. Can't forget the hipsters.
I'm gonna say you pretty much say the
forget
hipsters.
the
That's what
hipsters.
you said, right?
People who go into Soho and do little BMX bike.
Yeah.
Those are Nets fans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The people who are behind their Twitter accounts and it says join Twitter in 2018 talking about James Harden is everything. Go Nets. Those are Nets fans, okay?
It's the hipsters, man.
We're not worried about that. Okay? So they can do the little TikToks and they can keep all that. They can have the Gen Z fans. We have the real fans. We have the real New Yorkers.
The diehards ain't changing, man. That's just the bottom line, you know? A couple more calls before we wrap. Jamal from what's going on? Make sure you guys sign up for the snapback because we're doing the drawing soon. Jamal, what's going on, bro?
Man, I just want to talk about coach, man. He keep playing his players too long, man. We gotta when we up by a high score, he just gotta get them out, get the bench in, man, and let the bench players get some burn to learn what's going on. So we can focus on getting these players better, man, and letting these players develop, let them develop better. And now, R.J. Barrett is gonna be a superstar for sure. Eventually, he's gonna be a superstar. It's coming. It's just a matter of time where he's gonna be a superstar. That's another point. And I just want to shout out to y'all KnicksFanTV, man. You're doing a great job for the Knicks.
Thank you, bro.
Us, as well. You know what I'm saying? Thumbs up. Thumbs up for the fellas. Man.
Hit that thumbs up button for your squad, man. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate the support. And, Zay from Maryland kind of made the same point. You know, we just want to see some of the end of the year bench get some more rotation minutes just so you can still evaluate who you have and what they're doing and how they're gelling, how the chemistry's coming along. My guy Kev has got lost in the shuffle, man, but, you know, what can you do, man? You can't save everybody, man, but, you know, shout out to Kev, man. Hold it down, Kev. Just keep working. Just keep doing your work, man. Yeah. You know?
We saw that three in the corner pocket. Kev still lives.
That's it. He's still getting it, man. Just hang in there, Kev. You know. A couple more super chats. Coop the Villain 77 says aloha from Waikiki. All right. He says solid performance from the squad today. Chi-hoo. That's Hawaiian for year. All right. No doubt. All right, my man brought the cultural perspective on it.
Okay.
Chi-hoo. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's C-H-E. Like elongate the E and then who.
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah. Yeah.
I said it kind of like G.
Yeah. Hey, that might be the right way. I don't know, Ash, but you got to YouTube it or something. I'm not sure. But salute to Coop the Villain checking in from Hawaii. That's dope. Oscar De Leon says, let's go Knicks. RJ's only 20 years old. Let's go Knicks. RJ, a.k.a. 9 guy, a.k.a. Cloud 9. Oh, so you switched it up. All right. And John Mark sends us a super chat. All right, no doubt. Last call of the night. JJ from Brooklyn. What's going on, bro?
Yo, what's good? How's everyone doing?
How you feeling, bro? Happy Saturday, man. How you doing?
Happy Saturday, man. Doing well. First, man, CP, thank you for schooling this clown Max again.
No doubt.
You know what's funny about him? He always brings up the age. He acts like he's like 50 years older than him.
He's aging himself.
The reason why, he talks the smoke about KP. I hope you school him on that next time. And then, that's all he brings up. Oh, you weren't around. You don't know who you is. You were in diapers. Like, dude's such a loser, man. There's a reason why First State's trying to get rid of him. I'm just saying. But on RJ, man, so
JJ bringing the smoke today.
Getting better every game. I didn't expect this. I honestly didn't. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Especially the second year, the way his jump shots improving. Well, his defense wasn't bad last year, but his defense is way better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he continues to hit this jump shot, it's just going to open up the rest of his game. The post-up, the mid-range, it's going to open up everything for him. And then last thing, and just real quick on I agree with what you guys were saying. The playoffs, to me, it's not like, it would be cool, but it's not like do or die. If we get in the play-in and we lose to the 7 or 8 seed, or we just miss the play-in and get the 11 seed, and we get in the lottery, I'm good with it, man. You know, we hope you get some luck in the lottery.
Yeah.
You know, hope you hit on the pick. You hope the Mavs get back to losing ways. Let's go Denver tonight. I hope they beat the Mavs tonight.
Let's go.
I think we're in good shape regardless, man. So
Appreciate it.
That's the most hopeful I've been in a pretty long time for the Knicks. So let's go Knicks, and that's pretty much it. Have a good weekend.
No doubt, JJ. Have a good weekend, man. See you Monday, bro. Yeah, you know, the thing with me with RJ is that, you know, why I remain patient with him is it's just the work ethic. It's just the work ethic, man. The pedigree. You know what I mean? His background, like you could just see it. You could just see it. He's mentally tough. He's not gonna fold. He's not in these streets. He's working. And you see the leadership qualities in him. You see the other parts of his game that were on display even last year. The facilitation. He's a plus defender. And so the way he was getting to the basket, the strength at which he was getting to the basket at 19 years old. So we know it's just the jumper has to come around. And even though the threes weren't falling early, the free throw percentages had increased. So that's another plus. And so you just gotta wait. You just gotta wait for it to turn around before you see what his true ceiling is. But today, I thought he was all on display, man. The 3-point shooting was there. The facilitation was there. The way he was attacking the basket, it wasn't a straight bully ball. You saw some craftiness again in his game and some wiggle there, a little bit.
Elusiveness.
Yeah, a little bit. You know,
In my Clyde Frazier impression.
Yeah.
Like Dyson.
That's right. That's right. And
Wheeling and dealing.
it was just good to see, man. Just good to see. Some nice bounce back game by RJ and good win by these Knicks, 119-97. All right, man. Are we gonna give this hat away or what? How many more likes we got left?
They did it.
Do we have to pay any bills with Manscaped?
Shout out to Manscaped. I forgot to do the read, but since you reminded me, Ash, I appreciate it. Damn.
Spring break. We gotta remind the fellas. You know.
It is spring break.
Can't be at the beach looking crazy.
Can't be caught lacking, Ash. You know what? I appreciate you for keeping it real. Keeping it real. Salute to everybody in the chat, man.
No lies.
Remember, first and foremost, this show is presented by Manscaped. So salute to our guys at Manscaped. Salute to all our friends there. And for you guys out there, as Ashley said, it's spring break. It's March coming up. It's St. Patty's Day for some of you guys that celebrate. So, you know, if you're going to be out there trying to get lucky, you got to make sure you take care of your front. Make sure you go with the #1 men's grooming tool below the waist, and that is Manscaped. This is the Lawnmower 3.0, all right? Aerodynamic, custom ceramic blades so you don't nick yourself. Very important, because I know some of you guys used to use the trimmer that you use for your hair. That's very dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I know. This, it's got an LED light. If you got whatever you guys are into, if you guys like to do it in the dark, it has the LED light. You know what I'm saying? Gives you good battery life as well. So when you charge it, you're good. You know what I mean? You can go on vacation, go to Waikiki, wherever you go. You don't have to bring your charger around with you. Good to go. And 20% off with promo code Knicks. Always 20% off. Enter promo code Knicks and get free shipping off of everything. It's a great deal. Some of you guys in the chat already have it. And for our friends in UK, the European Union, and Australia, they do ship to you guys. So you guys are good as well, man. You guys are definitely good to go. No testimonials. That's the one thing. No testimonials. Just let us know that you got it, and that's it. We don't need the before and afters. You know what I'm saying? We don't need the the barbershop charts. Nothing. Just go get it and enjoy it, man. Salute to Manscaped.
That goes for me too, guys. I don't.
Yeah,
need a
Ashley, you got yours, right? You have yours in front of you.
I don't have mine.
Okay.
I gave it away to I gave it to my dad. He has.
Okay. All right.
Mine's in the other room. I got mine in the other room.
I don't need the testimonials. I don't need.
Yes. No testimonials for Ash, please.
I don't need the messages letting me know that you guys purchased it. Good job. Congratulations on that.
That's it. No surprises, man. The DMs are already full. The DMs are already full.
Right.
So.
There's a limit to KnicksFanTV.
That's it. There's a limit. There's a limit.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, man. Promo code Knicks, KNICKS, and get 20% off plus free shipping. So appreciate that, Ash.
Do it in the dark though? Why does it have a flashlight?
You know, I'm just not sure. That's why I say whatever you're into, you're into. Like, just go ahead. I don't know. You know.
Light a candle.
Yeah. It's waterproof too. So maybe you and your significant other get it on it. Like I say, that's another story for another day.
Light some candles. Put on some Jodeci.
Simple.
Make it a night.
Make it a night. Make it a night, man. Do those things together. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Oh man. Hey man, gotta laugh. Gotta laugh in life, man. No doubt about it. All right, let's give this thing away. Okay, here we go. Let me get my giveaway music up first and foremost.
Yes.
Protocol. Salute to all our LA people though, man. Definitely salute to all our LA people. CK, the LA Knicks fans are heavy out there.
Oh, real question though. Somebody wants to know, CP, if they buy it, can they shave their beard with it?
Yeah, I'm sure you can. You could use it on basically anything. You know what I'm saying? But you just make sure, just make sure you clean it whenever
I'm saying, that's what I'm going to say. Just the key
Yeah.
factor is making sure you cleaning that
Just
thing.
keep it clean. Just keep it clean. You know what I'm saying?
Cross contamination.
Yeah, no cross contaminations, man.
That's
But
your choice.
you can use it on whatever you want. It's your world, man. It's your world.
Right. Look, man.
Yeah. But they also have other trimmers as well, for other body parts.
do.
They got travel bags and stuff. It's not just this. They have cologne. They have a lot of stuff. So make sure you check out the website and get your purchase on, man. For
Ladies will appreciate you, fellas.
Very much so. Very much so. Absolutely. All right, let me gather the names up and push this thing out, and we're gonna see who's gonna win the autographed Ashley Nicole Moss KnicksFanTV snapback. All right, here we go. Appreciate Dave. Appreciate all the mods. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Monday we got the Battle of New York Act 2. Got washed in the first one. Hopefully we put up a fight, man. Hopefully we put up a fight against those Nets, man, and the ring chasing Nets. Here we go. The winner is Casegno Leonidas Jr. Okay. Wow. Casegno Leonidas Jr. Congratulations. You have just won the autograph snapback by Ashley Nicole Moss. So congratulations to Casegno. I hope I didn't butcher your name, but Leonidas is fairly straightforward. So shout out to Leonidas for winning that. And great show, everybody, man. CK, go ahead and sign out, bro.
Yeah, you know the deal. Great show, good win for the Knicks. You can find me everywhere, CK2K, Twitter, YouTube, I'm everywhere. But just glad about this Knicks win. Enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. See you guys Monday after, hopeful another Knicks win.
Yes, sir. Ashley.
As usual, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Ash Nicole Moss. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, All In with Ashley Nicole. I just posted a new video, so I would appreciate a thumbs up from you guys on that. And we'll be back Monday to take down Brooklyn, because you know what?
Put it in the air. Put it in the air. Put that W in the air, man. I like that. No doubt. No doubt. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your squad. Great show, everybody. Good win. Good win. It's just a win that we needed with this tough schedule, man. Knicks win 119-97. Outstanding performance by Julius Randle with a triple-double, 26 points, 12 rebounds, 12 assists. And RJ, career high, 32 points, 5 boards. Great job by him. Great job by Emmanuel Quickly and Alec Burks off the bench, scoring 21 points and 15 points respectively. So great job by the boys. And they'll be back in Brooklyn to take on the Ring Chasers. Remember, the show's available in audio podcast format as well, man. Spotify, all the podcast platforms, all on the KnicksFanTV. You can't miss it. Catch up on this past week's content. We had the Kellerman interviews up in the podcast. We had my interview with Yaron Weitzman, taking you inside the Knicks front office. You have the second half wrap up with the second half kickoff with Ian Begley, Alex Wolf. That's where we talked about all our trade rumors. So we got a ton of content on the channel, man. Make sure you guys are catching up on it. Leave me a comment on those videos. Let me know that you guys are watching them. I'll respond back to any of your comments. And once again, definitely appreciate it, man. We'll see you guys Monday. Let me just salute the rest of the super chats real quick before I forget. Rhyme Animal Chuck D says, the Nets went out and purchased 2018 All-Star Game. Facts. Facts, Chuck. Facts. We have no fear. Having more fun climbing. Let's go. Knicks Nation all 72. That's a fact. Young Sim in the building. Ash got SimFanTV on Demon Time in the chat. This hat is about to start a war. I'm trying to win one too, though. Hashtag not done. Hashtag. He said, let Ash cook, let RJ eat. Go ahead, bro. The Laydown Auto Multimedia Network says, we will beat Brooklyn. You heard it here first. No doubt. Joshua B. Obi's on the block for sure. Junior Karoma, CP the Don versus Max Round 4, a must-watch pay-per-view event. CP the Don already leading the scorecards. 8 rounds to go. 8 more rounds to go. NYK for life. Charles Barkley says CP should go on with Carton. Max is such a loser. Fat Boy with Kicks, shout out all these dudes from Simpland, USA. Rhyme Animal Chuck D is getting in. I think I read that already. Salute to Chuck. Brooklyn Reptile says, I lost that one. Hang on. Brooklyn Reptile says, coaches need to have RJ watch Larry Bird film with his ball fakes, release angles, post up and passing. Will be great to add to his game. Angel Barrio, CP, if the Knicks make the playoffs, who would you target in the offseason to build around RJ and Julius? I think both can become future superstars. And by the way, Max ran from the smoke about Porzingis. He definitely did. We'll have to do another episode about, all season plans and stuff like that. But ideally, the prototypes you're looking for, I need a wing. I need a point guard. We need off-ball shooting in the worst way. So, if you capture that in one of those two positions, I think you'll be on your way. Matt Shaw says, enjoy your show from Portland, Oregon. Former NYC. It is not Dame time. It is Knicks time. Salute Matt Shaw. Dame's still my guy, and so is Melo. But salute Matt Shaw for holding it down in Portland. Emil Beaumansour sends us an Australian super chat. He says, missed the game because of a 5 a.m. start, but love waking up to a win. Holding it down in Australia. Hashtag do your Googles, Max. Yeah, that's all I tell him. Do your Google, do your research, man. That's Max and all the people at ESPN that got us messed up, man. Just do your research.
Simple.
DP, appreciate it. Paul Robinson, Max needs to keep that energy with the Clippers fans. With the racist former owner, Donald Sterling. Eric Booker, appreciate it. Ellsberg, right, appreciate it. Big Surge said the Nets are like a pop-up coffee shop in gentrified Brooklyn. The Knicks are the bodega, serving the community for years, ain't going nowhere. It's a good analogy.
That was a great comparison.
Yeah, that's a great comparison, right?
Yeah, I like
DP
that.
says, hashtag appreciate Emmanuel. And Christoph says, CP, true yard man, shave your front. Yeah. I know my Caribbean people know that.
Yes,
Make sure you
yes,
shave
yes.
your front with Manscaped. 20% off, plus free shipping. Promo code Knicks.